Are you a virgin? I wish, honestly. Nothing says fun like compulsory heterosexuality mixed with being brought up to believe pain during sex is normal. Compulsory heterosexuality, everyone. Even when they live out the natural conclusion of the my body, my choice lifestyle, they still can't take accountability for their actions. How weird is it that the moment that I emerged from my mom's uterus, a strange man picked me up, looked at my tiny hairless vagina, and announced to the world that I was a girl, and that I've just believed him for like almost 21 years now about it. The only people who think this is strange is you and your fucked up sewing circle. That compulsory heterosexuality feel when you decide to start dating men again just so you can feel valid. No amount of cock can make you feel valid if your sense of validation comes from your fake internet friends, from the same idiot, who is apparently a trans lesbian. I have no idea what the fuck that means, so let's move on. It makes me sad thinking about compulsory heterosexuality and how that is upheld and reinforced. Praying for straight girls, I seriously think I'm blessed sometimes being a lesbian because I don't have to live with a male partner, who is more likely to kill me between the ages of 15 and 44 than cancer, CVD, and a stroke. I'd like to see straight privilege for females discussed because TBH, I'm not a fan of straight women and straight men being lumped in the same category of privilege. Heterosexual married monogamous women are less likely to experience domestic violence, but don't let these wastes of egg hear that. Check this out. Being a lesbian is so much better. If you like a coin flip's chance of getting the shit beat out of you by the person with whom you're playing house. I'm not religious. I have never been religious. I live in a rather liberal community that considers itself very accepting of gay people. Yet I've still had a lot of exposure to homophobia in little and big ways my whole life. Girls who don't like to wear skirts grow up to be lesbians. Go put on your skirt. Don't wear the tie to school. Lesbians wear ties. Go to California if you want. Just don't become gay. I mean, they're nice people and all, but it's a sin. It's a sin. I think that's the most sickening thing I have heard, and I don't even believe in heaven or hell. But the idea that people think there is something fundamentally wrong with my love is really hard to deal with. Let's review, class. Love in the Dyke dystopia translates to, I know what your vagina tastes like, and I want to commit acts of violence against you. Lesbians using strap-ons? Sounds pretty oppressive to me, ladies. Maybe tone down the compulsory heterosexuality a bit. If it weren't for heterosexual marriage, I would never have sex involving penetration of any kind. This may be the dumbest thing I've ever read. You know, I really despise compulsory heterosexuality. I had spent 13 years of my life thinking that I had to be heterosexual, and that if I were gay, then the people who care about me wouldn't anymore, because it's so common to be unaccepted by your loved ones for being who you are. When my brothers and I were younger, we thought that the word gay was a bad word, and that we were never allowed to say it until we were older. Getting a Tumblr was probably the best thing I ever did in a sense. A year ago, Tumblr helped me with realizing my feelings for him. A year ago, Tumblr helped me with coming out to my parents. A year ago, Tumblr helped me with accepting myself, and I am so grateful for that. You couldn't convince yourself to be a depraved faggot, so you needed internet strangers to make that decision for you. Hashtag born this way. I've been out for 5 years and have known I was a lesbian since before that, and have zero attraction to men at all, and yet I still find myself judging how I look based on patriarchal beauty standards, and how I will look to men as well as to women, but the to men part here is important, even though I would never ever have sex with or be in a relationship with a man, and that is super fucked up. She admits that she knows on some level that her only value comes from her looks, which is an admission that she has the urge to procreate. Given that the average lesbian appears as if she hasn't bathed in a few years, I doubt she's dolling herself up to impress them. Damaged goods. So I'm sick as hell with a sore throat and lymph nodes and coughing like crazy and whatever. Right, and I'm at work tonight, and my coworker asked me if it's just a cold or what, and I said probs, and she goes, gosh, stop making out with all the boys, he, and it's like default heterosexuality. It's so weird that in 2014 we just default other people to heterosexuality like it's a duh kind of thing. I haven't kissed a dude since 2004, probably, and I broke up with him because being with him made me realize I was lesbian AF. In other words, you dated a closeted homosexual and he gave you one of his numerous diseases. I did a good job at that lingerie shower tonight, but man, these things are tiring. The weird and alienating thing about all the pre-wedding stuff is realizing the degree to which these events exist to allow heterosexuals and the het partnered to share intangible resources amongst themselves, validation for the individual in relationship, advice, warmth, encouragement, promises of future emotional support. Having those things must really make a difference. I feel wistful. Your relationship is a fraud that's based on nothing but identity politics and tingles, and no one wants to take part in a fraud. People who change words and covers of songs to make heterosexual relationships are weak. Like, thank you for ruining a perfectly good song with your compulsory heterosexuality. God forbid you imagine for 2 seconds that there might be other options than straight relationships. And in case you were worried, no one is going to think you're gay for singing a cover song. What's more likely to happen is that underrepresented people might actually get to see themselves in the media they consume. Weird. No one's gonna think that you're gay, but they're gonna think that you're gay. I love how people never understand the concept of misogyny and reduce everything to, but I like makeup and cute dresses and heels. Have you seriously never in your life wondered why the hell you like the things you like? What the fuck? They like these things because they are tools by which male attention is attained. Male attention eventually leads to procreation and other benefits, but nah, it's like the patriarchy and stuff that makes women do these things.